Karens have become such an incredible nuisance to society that an actual law has been addressing some of the Karens do, and it's actually just called Karen. It's about people that are making racially charged fake police phone calls. It's pretty wild just how insane this surge in Karen activity has been. This is on like a biblical scale that you'd read about in like a history textbook of some kind of plague that swept across the world at some point, and we're living through it right now. And I think all of us just think every Karen is a big dumb idiot with this incredible mistrust of anything scientifically accurate or anything that comes from a position of authority. Like if scientists came out tomorrow and said, hey, just want to remind everyone the air is safe to breathe and good for you, these Karens and Facebook anti-vax moms would then start questioning whether or not it's safe to breathe air. Like, oh, they must have poisoned the air. Oh my god, I knew it all along. Oxygen is the— wake up you sheep, this is the truth. We need to start trying to live underwater. And then they'd all like drown themselves in their own bathtub to escape the oxygen that the government has, put out into the world or something. It's just been absolutely wild stuff. But I actually came across an extremely intelligent Karen, a self-proclaimed genius musician Karen, and I think it'd be fun to take a look at what a smart Karen might look like. But before we do that, I'd like to share with you a very rare male Karen.
6 feet away from you. I'm not. You are infecting us. You're coming close to me. You're coming close to me.
Back off! Threaten me again! Back off! Put your phone down!
This delightful right here is Daniel, and he was an insurance salesman until this video came out, and he got fired in around 8 or 9 hours after this video went viral. Daniel speed ran unemployment, a very impressive 80% route there by Daniel. You can say a lot about Daniel, but you absolutely cannot call into question his ability to strike a mean power stance. I love that. It looks like he's a member of the Ginyu Force, getting ready to get in position to strike up their pose. I mean, what kind of power stance is this? It's like an action figure that's a little too stiff, like the joints don't move around correctly, or like a video game NPC with like a walk animation. Now I'd like to share with everyone why he shouted, "I feel threatened." It's a law in Florida, and this happened in Florida, where if you exclaim that you feel threatened, you can pretty much do whatever you want to the person who's threatening you. You can literally kill that person and be deemed self-defense because you said you felt threatened. It's like an actual cheat code you can use, like, oh, I feel threatened, and then you torture somebody, and Florida would be like, well, he did say he feels threatened, so it's all good. It's silly. I've actually seen this happen in the real world before. I was at a bar, and I don't know what was going on between these two dudes, but one of them shouted, "I feel threatened," verbatim, because that's like the code word. He shouted that, and then Goldberg speared a man into this support beam that was holding up this, I don't know, something to stop the rain. It wasn't raining, but there's like this little covering over top of one of the bars, and he speared him into that and broke that support beam. And all because he said, "I feel threatened," which gives him the legal right to do something like that. At least that's how I understand it, because I've seen it happen, and this dude doing that, it seems to me like he wanted to at least cover his bases if he wanted to get physical with this guy, because Florida has some stupid laws like that.
Be polite, be courteous. It's very important to understand people frustration.
Good.
This will exempt you. This will exempt you from wearing it.
You're right. That's okay. Have a good day.
Now this video here comes from a man named Brian Tao, who was biking through an anti-mask rally, and he gets a little more than he bargained for here. He bites off a little more than he can chew with this lady you're about to see enter the scene. You're getting a little sneak peek of her right here, and you're about to see her in full force. He ripped up the little brochure, and now he's summoned a demon.
If somebody being rude to you, the only thing you say to them, have a good day.
Have a good day.
If somebody being rude to you, you
That's
just
okay.
have
Those
a
are the
good
people
day.
that walk the Jews into the gas
Stay
station.
healthy and
Those
have
are
a
the
good day.
same people that walk the Jews.
Stay healthy and have a good day.
I said you're the same kind of people that walk the Jews right into the gas tank.
Oh, good. Thank you.
I think coronavirus might be the least of humanity's concerns when people like this continue to reproduce and instill these beliefs in their children, and then those kids grow up to be this disgusting clone of their parents that believe this abhorrent.
Got you on video.
Good. Have me on video.
And your name then?
That's what my name is Kellyanne Wolf. I'll give you my name.
Okay, you have a business card?
No, I don't have a business card. And I don't
Okay.
need to
Do
provide
you have
you one.
Instagram? Do you have Instagram? Do you have Facebook?
I'm all over the place. I'm a musician and a very popular one. So it'll be very easy for you to find me.
To be so confident in your stinky beliefs to put your actual name and face on it in a video where you look like a total is so baffling to me. But she really wanted her name out there, so I decided to look into it. She claimed she's a very popular musician, and it'd be easy to find her, and it was easy to find her because there's a lot of people that are making fun of her. Her Facebook page has 50 likes on it. Her YouTube channel had 15 subs, but when I went back an hour or two ago, it was up to 40 subs, so she's a musician on the rise. I have no doubt she'll be charting in Billboard pretty soon here with some of the bangers that she's produced. So let's go ahead and take a listen to one, and maybe she could be the next Ariana Grande or the next Taylor Swift. She could be a huge star in the making.
He said he loved me. Oh, said he'd stay.
It reminds me of music you'd hear in SpongeBob, like if SpongeBob started like a pop country band or as kind of a show joke, not like an actual musician's career, but to each their own. I do have to say the instrumentals I think are actually ripped from the Ed, Edd n Eddy episode where Double D's playing that weird instrument on the back of a boat where Ed's like propelling them with his feet, if anyone remembers that. It reminds me of that instrument, whatever that was. It's a weird genre, but who knows, perhaps this is the next big genre to pop off. This could be like the new dubstep for the country community. Couldn't tell you.
You are anybody who is going to commit to this kind of civil is the same kind of people that believe their government when they walk the Jews into the gas tank. That's what I said. So you can quote me.
Good.
I will never not be amazed at the people that are claiming this civil is some kind of disease and we're all just puppets of the government, when every single one of them practices the same civil, but it doesn't apply to them. This lady is, by definition, conforming to what the government says she has to do, which is wearing clothes in public. Whether or not it's a choice she makes on her own doesn't matter. The government is telling her to do it and she's complying. But for some reason, asking people to wear a mask during a pandemic is a little too far for these goddamn idiots that think putting over your mouth instantly you, suffocates you, smothers you. It's just unbelievable to me how dumb people are these days. People only have an issue when it is new. If it's that's been around since they were young, they don't care, even though it's the exact same thing. You have to wear clothes in public. They don't get upset about that. I don't see a lot of these anti-maskers going around naked delivering their message about why you shouldn't listen to the government. Why is that? Why is it only the mask that you take an issue with when it's encouraged to wear one for the safety of everybody else? No one claims a mask is 100% effective, but it is proven to at least help. Why wouldn't you want to mitigate some of the risk? Well, it's because these people have this insane desire to be unique, special, and smart when they're the dumbest people in the world who are just clones of each other, just actual NPCs repeating the same goddamn script. They're the actual sheep. They just follow blindly whatever they see online, and they can't recognize the hypocrisy of criticizing people for following the government's instructions when they literally live their entire lives following the government's instructions. They just follow older rules instead of some newer ones that are encouraged.
By the way, I've got 13 degrees in psychology. I'm a member of Mensa, and I have a master's in political science.
13 degrees in psychology. This woman is collecting psychology degrees like Pokemon cards out here. Is there even 13 branches of psychology? Like, she must really have some degrees in some obscure ones, like video game addiction psychology. The psychology behind wanting to touch your wiener more than 2 times a day, like some real specific ones. And then a member of Mensa. You know how you can immediately know someone's not in any way with Mensa? Is when they're telling you that they're with Mensa.
How much did you pay for those degrees?
It's like this to me. Yeah, you'll never be as smart as
What's that?
Do you really believe that helps you?
Oh yeah, it does.
Wearing that shows how much intelligence you actually have, because it doesn't.
So, okay.
Super soccer moms write about one thing. Wearing a mask does demonstrate just how much intelligence you have. It shows you have at least a very basic level of intelligence, like the most basic, common sense level of intelligence possible. You can identify everyone who's an idiot in public by whether or not they're wearing a mask. If they're not wearing a mask, they're pretty dumb. If they are, well, they're at least kind of in the right ballpark when it comes to just basic understanding of the most general concepts.
Okay, I asked someone else here. Come here. I want to ask you. So, there are 2 things here.
2010.
What's that?
This is a pandemic in 2010.
Okay, so why don't you think the masks work?
Fake.
Why don't you think the masks work?
They don't work.
But why?
They medically don't work.
Why?
They cannot keep you from getting a virus.
It's actually like arguing with children. Well, why doesn't it work? Well, because it doesn't. No, but why doesn't it work? Well, because it medically doesn't. Yeah, but why? It doesn't. It's so infuriating. I don't know how Brian can even keep his cool with that kind of conversation happening.
So you don't believe this mask will stop a virus particle?
I'll tell you why. A virus is 1,000 times smaller than a bacteria. A virus will not stop a virus.
Okay, so you also believe,
all these top doctors,
but you also believe that it stops an oxygen molecule?
Then you can take away your attitude, and I'll have to.
I don't have an attitude. I'm just asking you.
You're trying to ridicule me from the get-go.
So Brian makes a point to try and tell these people that their argument is a load of... They believe that the virus escapes through the mask, so the mask is totally useless, and meanwhile oxygen can't get into the mask, so the people wearing a mask can't breathe and they're getting sick due to lack of oxygen, which makes no sense because oxygen is significantly smaller than a virus. I think it's 100 or 1,000 times smaller than a virus, so their argument just doesn't work. If the virus is getting through the mask, it'd be impossible for oxygen not to get into the mask considering it's so much smaller, and the fact that the virus is so much larger than oxygen means the mask at least helps the virus not get out. I don't even know why he bothers trying to explain it to these people. I don't even know why I'm going into detail because it's common sense really, but it's not that these people don't believe it. It's that they don't want to believe it, so they've convinced themselves the science is all wrong and the science is only right when it's applied on Facebook. It's just a matter of people refusing to accept the truth because they want to believe else.
Yes, so you probably, I don't think you understand.
If this is what a 195 IQ looks like, then there must be really wrong with the tests that are administered. But anyway, we've at least seen what it looks like when a Karen has a genius level intellect. In fact, one of the highest recorded intellects of all time. 195 is no joke, and we can really see it in full display here. Just really all the neurons firing there, all kinds of incredible arguments and whatever. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah. Recently there's been a rise in fake Karen videos because nothing is sacred. Some godless, shameless heathens have been setting up and staging Karen sightings, and it makes me sick. So today I'm gonna hop in the forensics laboratory and unmask some Scooby-Doo villains to show you what a fake looks like.
I am actually, in fact, yes, taking the...
You're taking my property.
Well, you know, there's been a lot of comings and goings of UPS trucks in this neighborhood.
What about
a
that?
lot of packages.
This is probably the most popular fake that's floating around right now. When this came out, I was tagged in it constantly, but I was able to sniff out that smelt a bit stinky in this not-so-happy meal here. But just because I have a keen eye for the truth doesn't mean that it's not well made, especially when it comes to the here. Whoever is the costume designer here has done an extremely great job. They've really made her look like a Karen. She looks like Lindsay Lohan on the set of the new Freaky Friday movie getting into character.
Is coming to this house particular. Well, what's going on in there? What's going on in there?
It's Amazon.
I'm taking the package.
It's my Amazon wish list.
I'm taking the package.
No, you're not taking my package. That's my stuff.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh! Oh my God!
I did not kill you. You're fine.
Oh my God!
You sprayed me with whatever that stuff is.
As a world-renowned actor myself, I can always recognize when someone is trained, and she absolutely has been trained by some of the best in the business here. This looks like a real exorcism here. There's no doubt in my mind she's done a ton of research here, studying the Karen's habits and making sure that she can get their mannerisms down, which she's done. I do say her voice is a bit off though, it doesn't sound like she's changed enough cigarettes yet, but I think that's just she can work. I'm excited to see where she'll be in the year for the sequel to this video. But as I'm sure most of you can probably pick up on, it's not real. It's fake. They made it up. A fabrication. Nope. It's not real. To be honest, I'm actually surprised that anyone believed it was real. It's very clearly supposed to be poking fun at Karens. I think it's a parody that's done pretty well, where it blurred the lines between reality, fiction, and nightmares. I don't think I need to come in here with a scalpel and a butt plug and dissect this. I think you can pretty clearly see that it's fake. At least I would hope most of you can. So we'll just move on to the one that I think is a little more confusing for people. This is a pizza delivery Karen encounter. Now this one is a little more believable because this has happened quite a few times where Karens have like spit on pizza delivery guys, refused to let them enter their apartment buildings, and just been general to them. So this next one is loosely based on a true story, kind of like looking like an anime version of a Karen, like if a Karen was in the ReZero universe. So one of the first things that should be a dead giveaway that it's all fake is like the captions around the video. Whenever there's the things that like, you won't believe what happened here. How could this happen? What this lady does is disgusting. What? All of that on the screen should immediately tip you off that it's fake. I don't think I've ever seen a video that—
I'm watching you.
Whatever.
Another thing that I think most people don't take notice of when watching a fake Karen video is the fact that no bad words are said. Words that might demonetize them or get it hidden on TikTok as sensitive content. It's like the squeakiest, cleanest argument of all time between adults. It's like an argument you'd hear between children at after-school church camp. They don't say anything that might get them into trouble with the platform they post it on because they want it to be fully monetized. Whereas in a genuine encounter, you've got fucks and titties flying all over the place because it's real and it's raw. But these, it seems so staged, right? Like it should be pretty obvious like from the get-go here. Alright, I will say I really appreciate the waddle here, like the little penguin waddle as she's trying to catch up to the car. It looks like out of a Pixar movie where one of the moms gets mad and runs around. Obviously, all still fake, but I at least respect her really committing. Like, I can't imagine she really runs like this. She was putting on the old Karen jog here. So she's looked at what she does next. It sounds like a Darman video title. Clearly, at this point, if you're not starting to pick up on the smells, then you need to just reevaluate and stop being so goddamn gullible, you fool. Now, is it possible that somebody re-uploaded this with these awful captions on it? Absolutely, and that is to consider when looking at Karen videos going further. However, in this case, this wasn't a re-upload. I believe this was the original poster. It's the earliest I can find of this video on the internet. But either way, even setting aside the captions, you can clearly see that the content itself is suspect. Very sketchy. For example, if you follow along with the dialogue here, if you're paying attention to the lore and the narrative, she tells him to leave, which she says he's going to do, and then as he's leaving, she's still chasing, saying, "I told you to leave." So that doesn't really add up, but of course Karen behavior is unpredictable. Sometimes they'll just drop to the floor screaming, wailing, putting fingers in their own butthole, like it gets wild, of course. But another thing that doesn't add up is he then says that he needs to deliver those pizzas, even though he just said that he was just going to leave. He also said he was there to deliver 3 orders. However, if you look at the pizza bag, it's extremely flimsy. It doesn't seem like there's any actual pizza in that bag. It seems more like a prop that they found to pretend to be a pizza guy. This is a little more of like a tinfoil hat thing because you can't tell completely, but it doesn't seem like there's enough pizza in that bag with how flimsy it is, just like flopping around, for there to actually be 3 orders worth of pizza in it.
Man, lady. Hey. What are you doing? What are you, hey, what are you doing? You are crazy!
If you didn't believe me before, I'm sure you do now. So you mean to tell me that this Karen, for some reason, has orange soda within walking distance at all times? Like she just has but instead of golf clubs, they just have orange soda nearby? Because if you remember in the beginning of the video, she was getting out of her car that she just walked to at the other side of this community. Keep in mind, he drove quite a distance away from that she was chasing. And then somehow she's able to magically just pull orange soda out of her while the camera's off. And she comes walking from the entire other direction with orange soda, so it's not like she ran all the way back to her apartment. Now, is it possible that she was at an appointment and was leaving that appointment in the community? Yes, I suppose. It could have been someone else's house she was at, and she was getting in her car when this whole thing happened, but she actually lives much closer to where she found the orange soda. I suppose that's possible, though highly unlikely. Is it possible she went to a vending machine just to buy orange soda for the purpose of throwing it on his car? No, and you're an idiot if you think that's what happened here. No vending machines sell 2-liter bottles of orange soda, at least none that I've ever seen. I don't know what kind of community vending machine they have here. Maybe they just have giant 10-gallon bottles of orange soda that you can purchase from a machine. I'm not really sure entirely, but it seems unlikely. This is clearly supposed to be a staged viral video, like how can we make this Karen really wacky and wild? Oh, she engages in a foot chase with a car, okay, that's easy. But then how can we really amp it up? What if she throws random on the car like orange soda? Doesn't actually damage anything, easy to clean off, and it's goofy. Genius. I think that's absolutely what... Unfortunately, the security guard, I think, really makes it all fall apart. His acting is the worst of the group here, unfortunately. Plus, they have him dressed up way out of character here. It looks like they just went to, like, Party City and found everything with the word security on it and put him in it. I wouldn't be surprised if he dropped his pants and there's just security written across the of it. There's just so many holes you can poke into this condom. Like, the plot doesn't make any sense. He's also not delivering his lines very well, so I think it's pretty clear at this point. There's just so many things you can point out, like why is the security guard even here in the first place? In the experience I've had at apartments and like community security, they don't just wander the grounds aimlessly. They usually have like a centralized office where you call in a complaint, and they usually would patrol like the outside perimeter at night, but this is the middle of the day, and I don't think the guy in the car somehow called 911 and they transferred his call to this guy's cell phone, so the security guy sprinted over and solved the problem. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And also, the pizza delivery guy says that he has 3 orders of pizza still, but we just saw him get out of his car to supposedly go deliver one of those pizzas, or all of those pizzas, so shouldn't he have no more pizzas left? You know, there's a lot here that I think make it clear that it's not real. And just because it's staged doesn't mean you can't have fun with the video. I'm not coming in here just to ruin Christmas, but I get sent a lot of these videos that are fake from people that think that they're real. And it makes me a little sad to see that a lot of people believe these things are genuine, like, Charlie, this is shocking, you have to see this. And then it turns out to be a video like this. So just trying to give you the tools to identify some fake videos going. You can still enjoy them, of course, but I just want people to know that not everything you're going to see online is real. That's about it. See ya. Every single one of us has turned to Google in our time of need when it comes to asking questions, whether it's medical related, like, you know, I've jammed my finger playing basketball, what now? You'll get a million results telling you that what actually happened is you've contracted the bubonic plague. Or you ask for simple tutorials, how to replace your air filters, and you'll get WikiHow guides that just have you taking apart your air conditioning unit. Or Quora, God forbid, giving you the absolute worst advice this world has ever seen. Point is, every question we have gets asked to Google, and sometimes you get terrible responses that are outright wrong. And I think this is most prevalent when it comes to phone and technology related inquiries. I'm sure all of us are guilty of trying the wet phone in rice thing. That was so popular, and as far as I know, actually did work in some cases where if you like drop your phone in the toilet or in the sink, or you immediately take it out and put it in a thing of rice, and then like in an hour or a day or whatever, it's better and fixed. Well, it doesn't work for every possible water-related damage to a phone, and that was a lesson that this guy learned the hard way and was not ready to accept, so he made a scene about his phone being repaired.
Someone just told me this morning, I'm talking about a water damaged phone.
Okay.
Someone told me this morning that they put a whole video camera in a bag of white rice and it solved the problem.
Okay.
Why would it not solve this?
This guy looks so familiar and I can't figure out why. I don't know if it's this leather biker jacket he's got on that makes him look like one of the greasers from The Outsiders or what. Maybe he just resembles a famous actor, like a young Bryan Cranston is what I keep coming back to, but I can't quite put my finger on it. But anyway, he's upset because his phone got repaired, but he's thinking he got scammed because someone said he could have just put it in white rice and fixed the whole thing as if it's some kind of panacea. Like white rice is this miracle potion that'll fix any phone damage.
Because white rice does not repair an electrical connection that's damaged.
How do you know what was wrong in there?
I went through it.
You didn't need to.
I went through it and looked, and I found the problem.
I asked you if white rice would repair it. You said no.
So you're saying the difference between brown rice, which you tried,
I didn't try brown rice.
I really wish we had the beginning of this, because it seems like they got into an argument of white rice versus brown rice and what's better at repairing damaged phones. Like, I feel like we've just gone back to the Middle Ages, as if I took a phone back to, you know, the Shire, and I have to consult the local hobbit shaman when my iPhone's damaged, like, hey, how do I fix this? I dropped it in the pond over there washing my clothes, and he's like, oh, well, Charles, have you tried white rice? Like, I understand the white rice strategy, life hack, has worked maybe once or twice, or even more. I couldn't tell how effective it is, but it's not going to fix everything. If his phone was left in the water for a while and all the electrical circuits were kind of fried, white rice isn't going to somehow magically repair that. It's going to dry it out, great, but it's not going to all of a sudden, like, lose connections. I'm not an expert here, but I would trust the person who is. And this is such a nonsensical argument on brown rice or white rice. Neither one of them is going to solve that problem, which this guy just does not seem to understand.
It's on camera. That's what you said yesterday.
I said brown rice, but I did not say. I said I said rice. I did not say white rice. White rice will repair that.
You have said 3 different things since you've stood here.
And you lied to me.
No.
You lied to me.
Not once.
Let's just wait till the cops get here.
Okay.
Okay.
God, I hate that stupid smirk he keeps doing here. Just so smug. Gives him the most punchable face on the planet. Just a face that's begging for a knuckle sandwich. His attitude too, oh, it's so repulsive. What a piece of... You can tell he's having a great time arguing. He's getting off on it. You can actually just feel him busting in his tight little trousers there at how much fun he's having, making this worker's day a little worse, just arguing over nothing. His phone is repaired now, but he's upset because he could have done it with white rice, he says. Well then, break your phone again and prove your point. I want you to now go into that employee bathroom, drop it in the toilet, leave it there for a couple, take it out, put it in white rice and see if it fixes it. And when it doesn't, I'm charging you triple. I'd also love to know his thought process on getting the cops involved. What are they going to do? Sir, what seems to be the problem? This scam artist, this snake oil salesman fixed my phone when I could have just put it in rice. Throw him in the slammer, please.
I could take it apart and show you exactly.
I don't care what was wrong because all it did was slide in water, sir. You told me flat out white rice will not repair that. Flat out.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It won't.
Okay. That's not what I'm hearing.
I don't know what this guy thinks white rice is capable of. Does he think they're like little nanobots that go in there and repair electrical devices? Like, I don't get it. I don't know why he thinks white rice is just this all-powerful entity that can fix all phones. I know for a fact he's not talking to people in person about this conundrum. He absolutely consulted his reptilian Facebook group and all of them were talking about white rice and chemtrails. So now he charged this place just to be in here. Like, it's so upsetting to see. He fixed your phone already, man. Leave him alone. If you want to go use white rice and brown rice, or, Jesus Christ, even wild rice if we're talking, you know, magic, then go ahead and do that next time. This guy's such a confusing stupid as well. He said that the employee lied to him, telling him that rice wouldn't work, which it wouldn't, I imagine. But if you went to this store to get your phone repaired, why would you even ask about rice without trying it yourself? Why would you drive all the way there and then ask them about rice, when apparently all your friends know better than the expert? Why not just try the rice first and see if it worked? And when that didn't work, go to this guy. Why do this first and then come back complaining about, you know, rice was an option?
Well, what you hear and what I actually did are 2 different things.
I don't care what you did.
Yeah, you...
No, I don't.
Okay, so what kind of world do you live in where what is actually repaired and what you're told are 2 different things and you don't care to know the truth?
I do care to know the truth.
Okay.
You can't handle the truth, you wax statue. This man has told you 1,000,000 times rice wouldn't work, and you don't know if rice 100% would have. I'm very confident that rice probably wouldn't have, and I don't even know the situation here. So, like, I don't know why he's even having this argument. It's so worthless. He's just here to make a scene because he's got nothing else going on in his life, and he's just one of those people that thrive on controversy, so he's here, and he's just enjoying the misery of this whole situation.
I've been told by many people that white rice will do it.
Okay.
I come in here to your business, you tell me it won't.
I can tell you the world is flat.
A lot of people tell me it won't. It isn't.
Exactly.
Now the NPC's glitching out here. He can't wrap his head around what just happened. He made himself look like an even bigger fool. He's such a stupid douchebag. This again just highlights my point that there is no winning when it comes to customer service. This guy did his job well, did exactly what the customer asked him to do, fix my phone. He did it, and there was still a problem. The man came back the next goddamn day to make a big hoopla about it. It's so frustrating to watch. Again, my heart goes out to anyone working in a field that involves dealing with customers. Like, it's miserable, and I'm wishing you the absolute best. I also hope that the second this video ended, this guy left the store and it was a torrential downpour. Just an absolute monsoon. A biblical storm blew through and once again waterlogged his phone, immediately breaking it. And then he went home, tried rice, and the whole goddamn thing just blew up. And now he's gonna have to get a new phone. That's, if there's any justice in the world, that's how that played out in my fanfic. Anyway, that's really about it. So, yep. I think it's time we finally talk about the true victims of the coronavirus lockdown and quarantine, which is of course the middle-aged, short-tempered Karens. These brave women have been trapped at home for the last month with no one to complain to except their anti-vax Facebook groups, no one to yell at besides their husbands, no managers that they can speak to. They have all of this rage bottled up inside of them, but nowhere public to melt down and let it all out in a nuclear explosion of screeching and screaming and threatening lawsuits. But the good news is things are opening up again, which means the Karens now can go back out into society and make it a worse place. So please join me on this adventure. I'll be your host, I'll be like David Attenborough here, and let's observe the Karens going back to their natural habitats after their hibernation. Ah, wonderful. A chain-smoking middle-aged woman with her siren song, such an angelic melody, true mastery over her divine vocal cords, able to deliver this banshee's wail to you.
No, it's not enough!
Park your car.
No!
Like, what the hell?
You better get them away from me. You!
We have a car.
The wild Karen's sharp instincts kick in, hearing the sound of potential danger. She feels as though the essential oils in the backseat of her car are threatened by a potential predator, so she lashes out blindly, hoping that the guttural shouts and puffing of her feathers will be enough to scare away the enemy.
Yeah, this is a roadway over here, ma'am. Can you please move
Everyone better stop yelling at me right now. I'm not moving.
Can you please move your car?
Thank you!
She didn't mean that thank you. That wasn't sincere at all. I'm starting to get the feeling that she's just not a very pleasant person to be around.
I don't listen to you either. Shield, listen, you short piece of shit.
Now you've gone too far, lady. Out here looking like the substitute teacher for the Defense Against the Dark Arts course. Scary looking loud lady, hanging out in this drive-thru looking straight out of a 1970s newspaper comic strip. Truly rude from this woman here. This woman looks like menopause. She looks like if menopause was a person.
Okay? Grow
Oh, God, she called me a short fucking piece of shit.
Grow some fucking balls, baby. Grow some balls.
Up indeed. We're
No, I'm not moving. Talk all you want, all you Hawaiians. The white lady's crazy. You can talk all the thing you want. That's enough. No, it's not enough. It is not.
Unfortunately, that's where the video ends, but I don't think her anger stopped there. As you could hear, she was still screaming, still going in really hard. I half expected her to take a baseball bat to her own car just out of the confusion from the anger, just hurt itself in the confusion. It is truly baffling how someone can get this upset and have so little shame to just do it in public like this, and I think that's what makes Karens so special. They don't have that level of shame, so they keep going out in themselves, and since they've been locked up for a month, they have a month's worth of to catch up on, so they're really kind of speedrunning that because there's been so many of these things going on. I'll show you a few of them. Let's keep going.
People here that's enjoying themselves, okay? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the last part. Now what are you doing? Now what are you doing? Hey, sweetheart, there's kids here. There's kids here.
This one was actually one of the saddest ones in most, in my opinion. This is a Karen that's been heckling a group of street performers that are performing for these people that are just now leaving their house for the first time in a month, just to give them something else to think about and entertain them. And Karen said, well, I can't imagine anyone having fun. I'm pretty miserable. Everyone should be miserable. She's like Dr. Zalost from Courage the Dog, very unhappy, so she's shooting her cannonballs of unhappiness at everyone around her. So she just plants herself here. She gives this very incredible Ginyu Force pose here with the double middle fingers. Really bold stuff.
There's kids here. There's kids. Oh, you should have some respect, sweetheart. Please. Thank you. Could you please leave? Could you please leave? Please.
She refuses to leave. This is a 4-part TikTok video. I didn't even know TikTok had anything other than just lip singing and dancing, so this was kind of an interesting surprise. And I'd like to bring attention to this. I know I'm no major fashion icon myself, but I do have to say I don't understand her sock decision here with the different lengths. It's like Titus from Final Fantasy X with his pants. She has a sock that goes up to her knee and the other one's an ankle sock. So that right there tells me that she just desperately craves attention, so she's trying her best to be unique and not like the other girls with her fashion by having different lengths of socks, which is kind of sad, but it also fits in line with what she's doing here, making herself the center of attention for no reason and at the cost of everyone else's fun.
Sweetheart, we're doing flips in here for format. Can you please move over? You were just standing right there. Why would you come right here in our way? Can you move over? Can you please? Can you move over? Can you please move over? Please? Please? Can you please leave? Can you please leave?
Spoilers, she doesn't leave. She's made up her decision. She is going to ruin everyone else's day because her day and most of her days are apparently not very good. So she's taking it out on everyone around her. And this persists for a long time. I'm not going to show every part from this very pathetic saga here, but I am going to show a little bit. We'll go to part 2 now.
No, you don't have to give her anything, no?
One of the mothers from the crowd is begging with the lady to please leave because they want to watch the show, and of course the Karen refuses to do that. But what I find extremely interesting about this part, as you just heard, some woman in the crowd express support for what she's doing by saying it's a public square, she can stand wherever the f she wants. I think that is incredible. I will never understand how people can see behavior like what this woman is doing and be like, you know what? I agree with that. She should be allowed to ruin everyone else's day. It's a free country. If I want to ruin everyone else's day because I'm miserable, I can do it and follow you. I like that the crowd stood up and said off and told that lady to leave and she immediately left. I just have to wonder how. This is huge. Everyone, no matter what, will always have supporters. No matter how heinous and unlikable you are, there's always going to be people that will support you. I don't know if that's uplifting for some people to hear or not, but I think it's depressing. There should be objectively wrong ways of handling things, and this is one of those from this Karen standing here ruining the day, and yet still someone finds a way to support it. Crazy to me.
We're gonna wake this place up. Follow me, fellas. Let's wake this place up. Everybody wants the Soul Brothers back. Follow me, fellas.
Luckily, this fairy tale does have a happy ending. The police show up and escort her out of there, which is great news for everyone there. It's pretty wild how long it went on for, though. The police had enough time to walk over there and get her out before she left. That's a long time of just making the atmosphere worse around her. And I know she's going to go home and think that she was in the right. She probably talked about it on Facebook groups about how brave she was. And, you know, everyone clapped when she ruined the performance. Everyone was thrilled with her stand for justice or something. So the delusion, I'm sure, is still there. I don't think she had any amount of self-reflection or for what she did or how bad she is as a person for this kind of But that's Karen's in it. Let's move on to the next one.
3 inches away from our car. I couldn't even get into my car. I had to climb over.
Oh, but you're sitting in it?
I had to climb over, dumbass. Did you not hear what I just said?
While yes, that experience does sound traumatic, there was another way of approaching this situation. You could have backed the car up and then got in normally. You chose to climb over the driver's seat and turn that into a playground to get there.
Just fucking stop. If you post that, I will sue you, you stupid.
Go right ahead. We'll sue you because you can't post someone's face on the internet without permission.
I'm gonna go.
For some reason, these Karens that spend the majority of their life on Facebook and reading 50 Shades of Grey fanfic still don't seem to understand that you can't sue someone for recording you in a public situation. But I do like the way she phrases that. You can't put someone's face on the internet without their permission. It reminds me of Arthur, where you can't go on the internet and tell lies. It has that same level of innocence to it to a certain degree, but I think it's time they finally get educated on Facebook instead of just believing in these weird conspiracy theories, and to understand that yes, it is totally legal to record in public.
It's not illegal. They're threatening me. She told me she hopes I get raped by a pitchfork, and I'm gonna go to the cops, and I need evidence.
So what is the problem? They parked
I couldn't get into my car. I had to climb over. And then when we were talking about it, about how close they parked, she came and went, "Oh, you stupid! You want to?"
Wrong. I told you my boyfriend did not hit your car because you said if my boyfriend hit your car, you were gonna call the cops.
Yeah, this shit is devolving into elementary school really fast, and the security guard clearly wants nothing to do with it. He leaves like a second after he just says, "Hey, can you just handle it?" and he just walks away. Respect to that guy, because who the f wants to be in the middle of this?
Stop arguing with the stupid whore. If you keep arguing with the fucking whore, they keep arguing with you.
If I find that video online, I'm suing you and I'm calling the cops, and they're gonna come get your.
I do appreciate that threat right there from her. You know, that's some Xbox Live. My dad works at Bungie, and he'll get you banned if you steal my sniper again. It has that same level of energy, so there is a level of intimidation in there. That's pretty much where the video ends. It's just back and forth of just, like, baby whining, like baby raging at each other. I don't know. It's not even like insulting anymore. It's just kind of like actual whining. But yeah, all over a parking spot. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one.
You're the one with the Christ thing on your car, you dumbass. You man.
I think there's about cars that really tap into the primal rage receptors of the Karens, because a lot of the Karen outbursts happen around vehicles, so it's kind of like this catalyst for explosion among the Karens. It's very interesting. It helps channel their aggression and really bring it to the highest level it can be.
You impotent piece of... I hope your kids get cancer. What are you looking at?
She's all over the place now, attacking the spectators. She sounds like Miss Piggy having a fit, throwing a weird little tantrum here. She's speaking as if she's writing this on Twitter from behind the computer monitor, but in real life you can't hide behind an anime profile pic, so now she's just got her face attached to this despicable...
What are you filming me, you sick? Is that funny to you?
Honestly, a pretty thrilling conclusion. I would have liked to see where it went, because she was clearly in hot pursuit, like some Mad Max, honking that horn, coming in hot. But unfortunately, there's no more to that video. But yeah, there's been a ton of Karen sightings and incidences over the last week or so. I just felt it wasn't necessary to show every single one. I think these kind of represent the general attitude of how it's been getting reacclimated to the, you know, Karen meltdowns out in the world. Now that they've allowed to leave their homes, and you know, they don't have to keep tapping into the wine cellar reserves, so it's getting wild out there again. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, it's time I introduce you to the most powerful organization on the planet, more powerful than any government that currently exists, more aggressive than Scientology, more secretive than the Men in Black. I'm talking of the Freedom to Breathe Agency. The FTBA has existed for as long as humans have, subtly guiding our history and shaping human evolution. Kind of like Area 51, they've been nothing but a myth, a legend, talked about in hushed whispers behind dumpsters, and never really understanding the full scope of the power the FTBA OTPHJ holds until recently. The Freedom to Breathe Agency has gone into the public eye, rising to the surface to be at the forefront of justice with one simple mission: refuse to wear a mask and sue anyone that politely asks you to. The Freedom to Breathe Agency is obviously started by those brain-rotted Karens that think if you put anything over your face, it's going to suffocate you. So with the same mentality as children who think the Easter Bunny is leaving Easter eggs around their house, these Karens believe that our God-given right to breathe air is being stepped on. So let's go ahead and see how they're combating this.
That you guys been challenging people on these subjects. Okay, so we are with FTBA, the Freedom to Breathe Agency. We are with the people organization, making sure that people's constitutional rights, civil and federal laws are not broken, okay? And so you personally need to take this to your manager, because you personally can be sued for this.
This is a rare sighting of one of the elites of the Freedom to Breathe Agency here. This woman who looks like a stout Paris Hilton is issuing this employee a citation letting her know that she is personally liable to be sued should she ever ask someone to wear a mask again. God forbid the FTBA be within of a mask request, because they will pounce on you. They will hit you in the mouth and the at the same time. Because the FTBA, they don't play around. When it comes to the right to breathe air, nobody enforces it better. They're like the air mafia. Air may have started as God's creation in their eyes, but now the FTBA has become more powerful than God himself. They own the air. It's their monopoly, and they get to choose who's breathing the air and how they're breathing the air. And while they may not be an actual legitimate federal agency, that doesn't stop them from being scary as... I mean, just look at that official badge she's wearing here. Whipped up in Microsoft Paint over the course of 15 laborious... Like, come on. You're defenseless against these arbiters of justice. If you see one of these members walking down the street with this badge, turn around and just go the other way, because you're not even worthy of breathing the same air that they are, unless they're trying to serve you a lawsuit, which you will likely deserve because you had the audacity to ask one of these post-menopausal women to put on a mask, you goddamn swine.
Okay?
I'm just following the store policy.
I'm trying to. You have probably paid $15 an hour or $12 an hour, okay? But you are putting yourself into a major legal liability.
It always just blows me away how these miserable, dusty, crusty old harpies just can't resist the urge to be in at every possible opportunity, throwing this woman's wage in her face for no reason other than to condescend to her, even though this lady's likely never had a job and just mooches off of her husband's successful career, which is why she has so much free time to make badges and lawsuits out of nowhere, and yet she still feels entitled enough to shit on someone who is working for a living. It is pathetic, truly sad and pathetic, and especially for the FTBA, who's trying to be like an official organization, to go do like this. It's silly. I mean, the whole thing is silly. I don't even know why I'm trying to even give them the generosity of saying trying to pursue an official organization, because they're not and they never will be, they never could be. It is actually an organization fronted by miserable old women like this. You can see her friend from the 50 Shades of Grey book club is filming this entire thing, thinking that this is somehow in the right for their Facebook group, in which they do have a private Facebook group. The FTBA is just such Karens. They can't have a public Facebook group because they're just so goddamn sensitive. But they do have a website, so hats off to them there. It's a dog website, but at least they can almost use the internet to some capacity other than just hiding in garbage Facebook groups.
Wow. Okay. They need to get the fuck out of here. Alright. Okay, you guys need to be careful.
Look at how proud she is of herself. This is the most she's accomplished since she was on the high school cheer squad 50 years ago. Once again, the supermarket is safe thanks to the FTBA. If there's air, there's justice. I guarantee this woman thinks she's one of the nicest people in the world. They all do for some reason, because these delusional idiots all think that they're doing the world a favor by employees at retail stores and just people in general. They think that they're doing the world a favor by just being these miserable. And they just genuinely think they're in the right no matter what you say to them, no matter what you could possibly prove to them. You'll never convince them that they're anything more than just a miserable piece of... So, that's the sad reality of it, but the FTBA doesn't stop and start with this one woman here. Like I said, it is trying to be an organization, and they've created these fake mask exemption cards that I'm sure you've seen by now, because for some reason these were very popular. Pretty sure they were just handing them out at like local retirement homes or something like that. But this little hall monitor badge here does absolutely nothing for you. This would be about as useful as giving someone a Pokemon card and then saying this proves that you're exempt from wearing a face mask in public. It's a whole bunch of... In fact, the Department of Justice had to come out and say, no, we didn't issue these cards, this is... And if you ask me, that should be to print cards like this and claim that it's from an official entity when it's not. I think they should be completely sued and each member of the FTBA hold personally liable in each suit on an individual level, just like how this woman in the supermarket was saying to the employee. I think that would be some poetic justice. It takes one glance at this library card to realize that it's fake, but even still, it doesn't stop these brainwashed idiots from using this as real. For some reason, people are convinced this is a legitimate thing, even though it has been proven from the actual Department of Justice to be... Which goes back to what I was saying, that even when you can objectively prove is wrong, people will still believe it just for the sake of believing it, which is sad, but it is what it is. This whole thing is like some kind of a morning cartoon, like a scam that Ed, Edd n Eddy would have used to get some jawbreakers, making cards saying you're exempt from... That is just the silliest concept, and these people are actual goddamn toddlers. I wouldn't be surprised if they got this idea from a cartoon. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to make you all aware of one of the most powerful organizations out there. So, you know, sleep in fear, sleep with one eye open, knowing that the FTBA, the Freedom to Breathe Agency, is always watching. They're everywhere and nowhere. That's it. See ya. The world is currently experiencing record levels of Karen activity, and scientists are still baffled as to why. I truly don't get why there's been so much Karen going on out there right now. Maybe it really is with Wi-Fi. Maybe 5G is causing these middle-aged women to be more prone to meltdowns and just losing their shit in public. I couldn't tell you, but it is absolutely remarkable. So I'd like to show you what a max level Karen looks like, the final boss of Karens. This is like in Power Rangers when all the Zords come together and fuse to form the Megazord, but with all the Karens coming together, fusing into the Mega Metapause. This lady is pretty notorious, in fact. There's been a lot of sightings of her. She's like Sasquatch, but without the blurry photos and a lot less cool.
Hey, listen to me. We don't play games here anymore, okay? Next time you ever talk to me like that, you're gonna get your kicked by my family. They're gonna f you up.
Look at her, she looks like an angel here, a heavenly glow shining down upon her, the archangel of wine. So this is a very popular video I'm sure a lot of you have seen. This was our first exposure to this wonderful woman. And one thing I'd like to point out is sometimes you can just tell by looking at someone that they're an unpleasant person to be around. This lady's dressed like she's in the witness protection program here, trying to conceal her real identity. This outfit just screams, I'm an angry old lady.
What did I do? They're gonna you
Why? What did I do?
Because you are. Look at the whole stairs to yourself.
You had these stairs and that
Why don't you go somewhere else where you can go to a gym? This is not just for you.
Her voice is an absolute on the ears. The screeching is so high-pitched it's like some kind of weapon that'd be used for crowd control. She sounds like if Miss Piggy inhaled a ton of helium and then got, like, tickled. It's a truly ear-piercing screech. I don't know how anyone could stand to even be around that voice for long enough. She's like an X-Men, but like an X-Men, so like one of Magneto's crew. It's truly terrible to listen to. And apparently the issue is the girl was stretching on these stairs, and the old lady wanted to go down the stairs, which she still managed to do, but she didn't like the fact that she was stretching on the stairs. She just went down, so I guess you know, she wants the stairs entirely to herself. I don't know how she walks downstairs and why someone stretching on them would be such a hindrance unless she's walking down like this, trying to take up as much space as possible. I have no idea how she could possibly have found trouble getting down there just because she was stretching on them.
Oh, you
Get out of this world! Get out of this state! Go back to whatever Asian country you belong in.
Okay, racist.
This is not your place.
In a surprise to absolutely no one, she turns out to be racist, and if you look on her chest, it looks like she's got Tony Stark's arc reactor coming out of her chest, but what it actually is a gold medal. So congratulations to her for receiving the gold medal in racism presented by the Deep South Sister Kissing Committee.
This is not your home! We do not want you here! You put that on Facebook, I hope you do, because every person will beat the crap out of you from here on out.
These are the people that use Facebook. Facebook is a curse. I guarantee she thinks the only website on the internet is Facebook. It's just the only place she goes. It's where she gets all of her garbage. It's truly a terrible place. But I don't even understand her delusional logic. Like, I hope you put this on Facebook because people beat the shit out of you. Why? I don't understand. She hasn't even, like, said a word. So her just filming her meltdown is somehow gonna get the filmer beat up. I think Meemaw's been hitting the sauce a little too hard. She's living in a fantasy world. I just can't understand the logic. Hey, look at this video of an old woman melting down. Let's beat up the person that filmed it. Like, even this lady's inbred family would probably be on the side of the girl filming this. Like, yeah, Grandma was looking like a real piece of shit on this one.
Don't you ever say, oh, Jesus, to me when I want to use the stairs, you little...
There's other stairs.
You are a sick, ignorant teenager.
Oh, thank you.
Fucking what, middle-aged woman? Who wears black in California sun? Who wears black? Are you an idiot? You wear black in California sun? Seriously?
Now, I'm no expert on the California sun, but I'm gonna wager a guess and say it's not too different from just the normal sun. I'm pretty sure, and take this with a grain of salt, wearing black in the sun is probably okay, but this isn't the end of this lady. This was only our first encounter, the first phase of the boss battle. In fact, this outrageous octogenarian walked away in this video to go to her car in a nearby parking lot where she was filmed again being loud, yelling, and racist. So she was really just on a spree this day. She was speedrunning racism.
Great. Did you just make a racist comment?
You know what? I am not a racist person.
You just made a racist comment.
You need to go home.
That's right, baby. The Princess of Piss is back, and this time in HD. She's up close and in your ass. Experience the highly anticipated sequel to The Meltdown on the Stairs. New York Times is giving this one 2 thumbs way up.
I am from here.
Look it. Go home.
I am here from here.
Go home. I don't care about your Facebook or your video.
Oh, okay. You're making a racist comment right now?
Do you know how many people can't stand you being here?
Oh, great.
You play games. We don't play games.
Oh, what kind of game are you playing?
I play games where you get to...
That sounds like a very aggressive game. I consider myself an elite gamer, and not even I would play a game like that. Now, if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that she said this exact same thing to the girl, minus the getting to part. She left that part of the game out. But she did say to the girl on the stairs, we don't play games. So game time for this lady is over, kaput. She has put the kibosh on game time. She doesn't like games anymore. She quit. You know, she said, Bethesda's taken my money one too many times for garbage products. I'm done playing games. Now, it's hard to say, but she clearly liked games, but she doesn't like games anymore, so now she keeps bringing up games.
Oh, okay. Well, great. Let me take your card. Let me put your number plate too.
You get away
Great.
from me.
So this lady...
You are going to go to real jail now.
I cut out the part where he's showing her license plate, but she was saying she's gonna call the police on him now. I can't imagine what for, but this lady just hates Asian people. So I can't even imagine what this police phone call she's planning is going to even consist of. Yes ma'am, what seems to be the emergency? Yeah, this guy's Asian? What do you mean, go myself?
Well, great, you are. I think you're going.
You understand me, China man? You understand me, China man?
Respect.
Respect.
Respect people.
Respect.
Lady.
I can't understand your language in
Respect,
China man.
lady.
Respect? Then you move your car. You're
There you
way
go.
too close. Get away from me.
There you go. You don't even know how to park the car.
Yeah, I forgot, can't cut out the license plate here, but I definitely need to show you what this is about. So she's super mad because his car is close to hers because she can't park her car. It's a terrible parking job. I don't know if she's driving or just too old to be behind the wheel of a vehicle, but this is deplorable. And he's not even that close to her car at all. She just really wanted an excuse to be racist again. She hadn't had her fill from like an hour before this. It's crazy. It's hard to even imagine an old lady as unlikable as she is. Just a giant...
You don't even know. There you go.
Do you know who my family is? Do you know who your family is? Go home to your family.
Here she goes again, mentioning her family. She's speaking like an affluent teen in high school who's bragging about daddy's riches. She's treating it like it's some Game of Thrones where her family's gonna come out of nowhere riding on horseback to save her from nothing. I mean, she's not like in anything. She just creates her own problems in herself. She's just a big piece of...
This is from your government.
Respect,
Go home.
lady.
Go home.
Get
This is
educated
from my
and
government.
respect.
This is from my government.
Get
Go home.
educated
You are
and
so
respect.
fucked. You're gonna get. Your
Get
kids are gonna get fucked.
respect.
Yeah, I think Grandma's been reading too much 50 Shades of Grey. She just talks about everyone getting, apparently. It's contaminated her.
This is my
Get
country.
educated and respect, lady.
This is my
Did you
country,
finish
and
college?
This is from my government.
Did you finish
Go
college?
Home.
Did you finish
Put
college?
that on your Facebook.
Did you?
You know what?
Did you?
You are nothing. What did you say?
You're nothing.
I said,
Exactly.
what?
You're nothing right there.
What?
Lady, get educated and respect.
Little boyfriend.
That's where the video ends, unfortunately. It seems like it continued, but he probably just got bored of listening to her, like, regress into baby form. Like, her intelligence was literally getting out of her body. Like, every pore was just losing intelligence. She just started forgetting how to speak. It just got rough. So I understand why he probably stopped recording, and unfortunately this is where the saga of this old woman comes to a close, but what an exciting one it was. A very impressive Karen meltdown and racist rant. It's wild stuff. But we're not done yet. In fact, I got a little surprise for you. A bonus Karen coming in hot.
Property? Hi, I'm asking you if this is your property.
Why are you asking?
Because
it's private property.
Because it's private property, sir.
This is some straight out of a horror movie. This is a haunted Karen. If Karens were Pokemon, this would be a ghost type. This is truly terrifying. Just like the pan up to her, weird, smiling, odd... It was unnerving is the right word for this situation here.
You're defacing private property, or is this your building? You're free to express your opinions, but not on people's property. Okay.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Just respectfully.
Sure.
So we're just saying, absolutely, your signs and everything, and that's good. This is not the way to do it.
Okay.
It's private property.
Every time the camera panned to that Redditor dude off to the side there and then back to the lady, I expected her to be a little bit closer to the camera, like right out of those mannequin scares where the mannequin moves when the character stops looking at it. That's what I was expecting, but unfortunately she's keeping her distance here and still just kind of frightening people from a little ways away.
If I did live here and it was my property, this would be absolutely fine. And you don't know if I live here or if this is my property.
We actually do know. That's why we're asking.
Oh, really? Because you live here, right? You said so.
Because we know the person who does live here.
Oh, okay.
So
then I suggest you call him or call the police. Or because you're accusing me of a correct.
He's beginning to anger the Karen spirit here. I'll be honest, it's kind of boring after this point because it's just idle conversation here. It's not too great, and then they eventually walk away. I just thought this one was especially odd just considering the way it was filmed. It really does feel like it's one of those, you know, Blair Witch type deals here, the way that it's. So just thought that'd be a nice little fun bonus Karen round to have in here. We've entered another extinction event on the same level as the last Ice Age, although this time it has nothing to do with weather or really even the planet. It has to do with middle-aged women. The Karens are indeed going to be civilization's crumbling, at least that's what I firmly believe. These Karens show no signs of slowing down. Their activity only continues to grow and escalate, powered by Facebook, energy crystals, and essential oils they rub on the rim of their... These Karens seem unstoppable. Let's go ahead and take a peek at some new ones.
Let's record now.
Please leave the store.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay, that's harassment. I'm filing charges.
Karens continue to be more confident thanks to being cheered on by other postmenopausal women that haven't felt happiness in 2 decades, so they now start recording themselves being a public nuisance, thinking that they're in the right and that everyone around them looks like the... when really any rational person could watch this video and immediately see who the real piece of is here, which is the woman filming, of course. The lady that attempts to hit her with the shopping cart, I totally understand her frustration. Honestly, kinda wish she had just doubled down and committed to it, just blast her with that cart, treat her like the annoying speed bump that she is, and just run her over.
That's your name?
Right now. We're asking you to leave. Get out of the
there you go. Nice. That's okay. I'm actually not. So you guys, she just almost physically threatened me. So
physically threatening everyone else by not wearing a mask.
I'm sorry, but under the Colorado revised state law, there's no grounds.
These freedom fighters that blindly fight for what they consider justice of not wearing a mask and being a stain on society have to be history's most annoying group of people to ever exist. They are by all definitions an evolutionary disaster. Instead of advancing, these people are constantly going willingly, knowingly, devolving. These kind of people can't even accidentally almost get right. I spent like an hour and a half going through the Colorado revised state laws and statutes to see if maybe this diarrhea-driveling idiot had some kind of point that was almost accurate, but she's just outright wrong. Unsurprisingly, there is nothing in Colorado's revised laws and statutes that overturn a private business's right to kick out any customer that doesn't follow the business's policy. It is still the business's right to kick out any customer that doesn't follow the policy the business has put in place. Now, maybe I missed. That's entirely possible. There was a lot I had to go through, a lot of goofy laws that I caught myself up on in Colorado. And maybe I did miss, but I find that a little unlikely because what's most probable here is that this troglodyte saw one post on Facebook, uncredited, unsourced, no proof, that said, according to Colorado state laws, businesses have no rights over you. And she just believed it at face value, did no research. That's probably what this is. Because I didn't see anything, and I went through this, and I guarantee she hasn't done any research on anything in her entire life. These people are actual zombies, incapable of doing any amount of even the bare minimum work to think for themselves. They can't even come up with their own original thoughts anymore. This lady is just a drone. She is an actual Facebook drone.
No.
We are denying you service.
You can't deny me service.
You can't trespass.
That's okay, because I'm going to show the cops the law.
We're a private
it doesn't matter.
You gotta leave.
Nope, sorry, it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're going to show the cops the law, huh? You're going to educate the police officers with your dance therapy degree? And you pull up on Facebook? I'm sure they're going to love that. I'm sure that's just what the cops want after their millionth call to deal with these Karen pests. I'm sure that they're going to like that.
I'll just wait for the cops to get here.
Why don't you wait for them outside?
Ron.
Yeah. Why don't you wait
I'm not. Outside? I'm going to wait right here where I almost got hit by a cart from a lady.
Almost got hit by a cart.
I did. She rammed her cart into me, and I have a witness.
She's not wrong here. I also witnessed it. There was almost justice. That vigilante with the shopping cart, the modern-day Batwoman, trying to save the store from Karen's wrath.
You can't. That's
We're
okay.
asking you to leave.
Threatening
the store.
Sorry, you can leave.
No,
you can get out of my face. Get out of my face. Ron at Molly's Liquors in Lakeside.
I appreciate the shout out, Karen. Ron, if I'm ever in the area, I'm absolutely buying liquor from that fine baby. That's what I like to see. I like to see employees standing up against this kind of childish garbage. Every employee at this store really takes it to this woman and just begs her to get the f out because they don't like her, they don't like what she's doing, and that's what I like to see. I like to see people standing up to this kind of garbage. So, Ron, you got yourself a customer if I'm ever in the area.
You're gonna be under a lot. Nope, not leaving. Not gonna let you me like this. It's not a law. It's not a law. Not a law.
I don't care.
It's not a law.
The law says I can deny you service.
It's not a no. The law. Do you okay?
We're not selling you
what law
today.
went through the legislature to that you can't do
We're
that?
not selling you anything today.
I think her voice is extremely fitting for the entire community of people that are brainwashed zombies like this. She sounds like a parrot, and she's just mimicking what she's heard on Facebook, that it needs to be a law in order for it to be effective, which it doesn't. Since it's a private business, they have their own policy that they can enforce. And to everything I read in Colorado state revised statutes and laws, hasn't changed. So you're still kind of here, Karen.
Bodily remove you.
Oh, good, because I'm going to show him the law. I'm going to show him the law.
I'm private business. I can expel you if I want to.
Actually, you can't under the Colorado revised state law.
Can.
You absolutely cannot.
Well, let's find out.
All right, let's do. A woman tried to ram her cart into me, and I have it on video. And you're going to become under fire, son. You're like, good luck. Good luck.
So I'm pretty sure this is the store owner right here, and he hates this lady. During her little sob story about how she almost got her foot lightly grazed by a shopping cart, I half expected this guy to just laugh at her, or maybe inquire a bit further like, ma'am, that's terrible, that's awful. Can you point her out for me so I can get this taken care of and handle it? It's her over there? Okay, thank you. Hey, that lady over there. All of her liquor is free. It's all on me. It's on the house. Thank you today, ma'am.
I'm not leaving until the cops get here. Good.
Need to leave.
Don't touch me.
You can't videotape.
Don't. I can't.
I don't care.
You guys don't know the law. Oh my God.
Get out. That's the law.
You guys have no idea what the law is.
Leave.
Nazis. Look at these Nazis.
It's Jeffco policy. Get out.
It's not a law.
This is Jeffco. Get out.
Nazis. Look at this, everybody.
Of course they're Nazis. Everyone who doesn't agree with me is a Nazi. Those Nazis, all of them, all of those goddamn disgusting Nazis in the liquor store, telling me I can't go in there and be a bunch of Nazis. Am I right?
Wow.
Leave our business. Matt, you're running into me. Don't touch me. Leave our business.
No, sorry, you're not going to treat me like this and get away with it. You're not going to treat me like this and get away with it.
We do not want you in our business. Go away.
You're not going to have a business pretty soon.
Really?
Good luck. Good luck.
Ma'am, it's like you're naked in my business. Please leave. You are naked in my business. No shoes, no shirt, no mask, no service.
You're in my face.
My man actually pulling out the naked card, putting it in terms someone this stupid could understand. No shirt, no shoes, no service. That is store policy. That's not like a state law that you need shirt and shoes in order to get served at a business. That's just a business's policy, and yet people have always accepted that as a fact. But for some reason, businesses requiring a mask, well, that just doesn't make any sense because it's not a law. And this guy trying to use this example to help her understand why they can decline her service, it just doesn't click with her. She doesn't understand. She can't understand. She's too delusional. She's too brainwashed, too deep into the hive mind of Facebook misinformation that not even the most simple terms for babies can register in her mind. And it's really sad to see.
It's a mandate and order is not state law. You guys have no idea what legislature process is, the legislative process?
I'm denying you service. I can do it because I'm doing it.
I'm waiting for the cops.
I have no doubt she can't spell legislature, but still feels very confident in her knowledge in regards to laws. And interestingly enough, she stops filming once the police are actually there. So, I mean, I imagine what happened is she showed them the law, the police apologized, groveled at her feet, and the entire store clapped for her. That's probably what happened, but she just forgot to film that part. Let's go to a different Karen. Yeah, this one's just this isn't even like a recent Karen freakout. This is just one that I really like. This woman comes at him with the powers of the dark side, going for like a force choke, going for like force lightning on him, and the police officer's terrified, like backing up, damn near pissing his pants, and then brings out his... This Karen's treating this officer like how people tell you to treat a bear during a bear attack, you know, screaming, going wild, getting loud, getting big. It's like that episode of Hey Arnold where he convinces us not to beat him up because he's insane. She tried that approach here, but it didn't quite work. I mean, it could have been worse, I guess, but at least she went down with a bang, I gotta say. Like, that's one hell of a way of going out. Like, if this was my relative, I'd be almost proud. Like, you know what? Yeah, you got arrested for public urination or whatever, but damn, you really went down swinging. I like what you did there. I think that's enough Karens for today, honestly. Only 2, I know, but there's like 20 or 30 Karen videos every single day that I just haven't watched yet, because watching so many Karen videos just honestly makes you feel like everybody's that stupid. And that's a rough feeling, to feel like every middle-aged woman is dumb like these people, because I know they're not, but there's so many of these videos every single day that they're somehow making it seem like every middle-aged woman is a Karen all of a sudden, which is shocking and sad. So, I mean, I'll definitely do more Karens soon. There's so many, but for now, just these 2 for today. That's it. See ya. What's going on, team? It's Coach Charlie back in the helm again, unshowered, unsupervised, unchained, and unhappy with how stupid people continue to be in public. But it's been a little while since we've gone over some good public freakouts, so let's go ahead and splurge a little bit here and have a nice little group hug in the shower.
Take your mask off! Yeah, take it off! Idiot.
I don't even need to tell you that this happened in Florida. You can actually just smell the Florida through the video. This is an anti-mask demonstration as they have a little Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade through the Target telling people to take their mask off. It's led by people that I'm sure can't even spell anti-mask, and they are really just feeling themselves, really thinking that they're heroes out here, and they're just so proud of themselves. He just made out with his sister in the bathroom. Now they've got their kids and they're running through Target making this statement here. And it reminds me of those old commercials from the 90s, like for Girl Scout cookies, where it's just a bunch of people singing some type of like rebellious song in public, like anything you can do, I can do better.
Take off your mask! Take it off! Take it off! We're not stopping this! Yeah, we got someone! Take it off! Take it off!
I don't know about you guys, but if I was at that Target, I would have taken my mask and my shirt off and started double-fisting, twirling them over my head. They just looked like they were having a great time here, like some spring break. And you know, gee whiz, I would have liked to join in on this party here. It looks like a little Oregon Trail crew going on their expedition right here. Honestly, everyone at this Target should feel blessed that they even got to be around these heroes. I'm so tired of firefighters getting called heroes and taking credit when people like this exist. These are the real heroes, not afraid to march right into Mordor, the heart of masks, Target, and take a stand. How noble. I bet if you looked up every single adult in this little Facebook group demonstration party, you would find that all of the adults have some type of record, some kind of history. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say probably offenders. I've seen that a lot from a lot of these anti-mask groups, so I'm just going off historical data here.
Guys, I don't have much battery left on my phone, but I need somebody to know that HEB will not let me check out right now because
This one right here seems like some right out of the Blair Witch Project or the ending to Cloverfield. It's like some found footage type here. She's talking at the camera, pretending to cry. I don't have a lot of time. If you're watching this, then I'm already dead. I've been trapped in the supermarket due to my refusal to wear a mask because I'm quite the...
complain to a manager that
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's about par for the course.
some customer was me about not wearing a mask, and I have anxiety and PTSD, and they're berating me about not wearing one even though I told them I have a medical exception. The manager's name is Val.
Well, Manager Val, if you're watching this, great work. Thank you for your service. I always appreciate people that stand their ground and decline service to stubborn that refuse to wear a mask. I've never heard of anxiety being a medical exemption from wearing a mask, and if she's so riddled with anxiety and PTSD, she should not be shopping in the store in the first place. She should just do curbside or have it delivered. But people like this like to make a scene. She's very clearly into theatrics. She must have grown up, you know, doing drama and stuff, and now she's flexing her golden pipes here, showing that she knows how to fake cry on demand, probably trying to land an acting role in a CW show. It's a great demo reel for an actress, I suppose, but in public, man, it's truly shameless.
And I'm gonna be calling corporate later on.
Yeah, that also sounds about right. You didn't even need to tell me that. I could have guessed that that's what you were going to do.
I just need food for my family, and they will not. They will not. They've turned off the light here, and they won't service me. The lady who walked away.
Oh, that's so sad to hear. Her family's gonna starve to now. The blood of her family is on this store's hands because she only had one option, which was going to this store without a mask, knowing full well that their policy was not to serve people that don't wear a mask, and now she can't get the crucial to her family that are relying on her. Oh, if only there was an easier, better way for people that don't want to wear a mask. Well, if only you could order food from the safety and comfort of your own home, but we don't have the technology for that yet.
And I'm here with my, there's like no left in this world.
No left in the world. What do you expect? People to pat you on the back for being an asshole that refuses to wear a mask? People to walk around giving you a rim job because of your bravery and your protest for not wearing a mask? Like, what the f do you mean? What are they supposed to do? See you not wearing a mask and high-five you? Wow, the courage on you. Like, what the f are you talking about? They have a policy, you didn't follow it. It's as simple as that. Now you're melting down in aisle number 9, and everyone's avoiding you like the plague because you're a public nuisance. I mean, what the f are you talking about? It's entirely your fault. You're over here whining, having a baby tantrum over here. Of course no one wants to come over and talk to you. You're psycho.
Nobody's asking me if I'm okay. Nobody gives a care.
Yeah, because everyone can see that you're fine. You're going wham, 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 aisle number 9 just because you broke the rules and are upset of the consequences.
Oh, this because less than 10,000 people had from COVID for real in the US. The rest of them had at least 2.5 comorbidities.
Now, one thing I've noticed with people that believe this garbage and are this stupid, they all wear shirts that have the American flag on it. It's become the unofficial uniform for America's dumbest people. It's become a way of identifying a douchebag idiot from a distance. Just if they have an American flag on them, you can immediately deduce that their IQ is a single digit. It is baffling. I don't understand why, but it continues to be proven time and time again. I've never had a problem with people wearing American flags and patriotism clothing like that. I've never with dumb people until the coronavirus, when it's been hijacked by America's literal dumbest people. So what whiny Windy here is referring to is the CDC's statistics they published where they said 9,000 were attributed solely to COVID-19. All the others had other conditions in addition to COVID-19, and people are misunderstanding what this actually means. Those other conditions that tag-teamed the person with COVID-19 were brought on by COVID-19 in the majority of the cases. They weren't all pre-existing underlying conditions. Some were, but not all of them. COVID-19 brought a lot of them. If you look at the actual study, you'll see a lot of the attributed to COVID-19 accounts were COVID-19 and respiratory failure. Respiratory failure brought on by COVID-19. It's really not a hard concept to understand. For example, if you get stabbed with a knife from blood loss, your cause was loss of blood. Would you then exempt the knife from any responsibility in that, even though the knife is what caused the blood loss? No, you wouldn't. You said you would probably say they from a knife wound. But for some reason, when it comes to coronavirus, since it's so heavily politicized, if the coronavirus didn't take it to your head and you itself, for some reason it no longer had anything to do with your... Even though all of the other conditions that brought along with coronavirus were caused by it. Do you understand what I'm saying? 9,000 people have not from coronavirus. It's significantly more because it brought all of these other conditions to the person that ended up in them. It's a really simple and easy thing to understand, and I don't know if people are just too stupid to understand it or just willingly ignorant, choosing to misunderstand it. I couldn't tell you.
I have to call my husband now in case I get arrested, which they're not allowed to do. And the Texas order 29, Executive Order 29, page 3, paragraph 3 states you cannot arrest someone for non-felony.
Yeah, make sure you tell the police that when they arrest you. I'm sure they'd love to hear that. I'm sure that'll probably work. She continues to cry and whine on camera for a little bit longer, but it's a whole bunch of nothing, just more tears that she's really trying to pump out there. She's going for the Oscar nomination, and I can kind of respect that. Though I have no respect for her, it is at least a good attempt at fake crying, I'll give her that.